What's up guys, Delzinski here, and on today's episode of The Lowdown I have some TNA news for you all. Now I feel that I had to talk about TNA in a bit more detail as Bound for Glory is right around the corner, and I came across online that Kurt Angle had done a recent interview. Now the source to this interview will be in the description box below, as I got the source from wrestlinginc.com, and they have a full transcript of what Kurt Angle actually talked about during the interview. But there were some interesting topics raised, so I felt that they needed to be covered on the lowdown. So, Kurt Angle was asked some pretty interesting questions, and one of the biggest ones that I found the most interesting was this one, where he was asked, does he feel that this is the most important Bound for Glory ever for TNA? Now Kurt responded by saying that he believes it is, and right now that they need a great show. In fact, they need a 5-star show, and it is only going to help TNA by producing one of the best shows that they possibly can. He believes that there has been some heavy changes going on behind the scenes and that they are trying to prove to the fans that they have the ability to give them 5-star shows. So he thinks that this is make or break for TNA at Bound for Glory. And I can't disagree with him, because looking at my Twitter feed, I have seen a lot of wrestling fans stating that if TNA do not have a good show at Bound for Glory, then most of those fans are likely to turn off Impact Wrestling for good. So indeed there is a lot of pressure on TNA to perform at Bound for Glory. Another question that Kurt was asked in relation to the issues that are ongoing with TNA right now was what changes would he make if he was in charge of TNA Impact Wrestling. Now he says that he would have better organisation of things within the company. He would have a lot more rehearsals, and he would have talent rehearsing and practicing in the ring and going over storylines hour after hour after hour. In fact, he's always gone as far to say that he would ram it down their throat to ensure that when it comes to the night, everything is perfect and everything is spot on. He believes that the company as a whole is no way near as in danger as everybody is saying it is, and it is not like a WCW situation. He doesn't even think that it should become a WCW situation. And he says that as long as TNA can become a more organised company, then the shows will run to a success and to the ability that he thinks TNA can. He mentioned Vince McMahon and the organisational style of the WWE, and when he arrived at the WWE, he was brought up in a certain style that Vince McMahon pretty much coached him into. And he feels that that is what TNA need to grasp, the organisational style and the structure within their company. Because he feels that at the moment it is lacking just a little bit, and that is why TNA are not doing as well as they could do. But he does say that he feels that at the moment with the changes that they are putting in place, although, okay, I think we're still yet to see those changes, TNA is beginning to go in the right direction. Now Kurt answered one of the major talking points, which has been a hot topic on the lowdown for the last few episodes, and that question was, would he re-sign Hulk Hogan to TNA Impact Wrestling? Now Kurt responded with a hell yes he would. Now Kurt also understands that there are a lot of people in the industry who don't want Hulk Hogan back and don't think Hulk Hogan is best for business when it comes to TNA. But Kurt backs up his yes with a lot of interesting points. Now Kurt says anytime Hogan enters the arena and comes out to the crowd, he gets the loudest pop. And Hogan's name is just simply a massive draw for wrestling fans. So it doesn't matter whether Hogan is wrestling or he's just there as a GM or he's just there in attendance. Hulk Hogan draws wrestling fans, and that's just a fact, and that is the truth, because as I remember when I went to see TNA in the UK, Hulk Hogan blew the roof off Wembley Arena. It's just a fact. So that is an important point to remember, that Hulk Hogan is just a massive draw. The name Hulk Hogan draws wrestling fans. Now, Angle does mention that when he first came across to TNA, Hulk Hogan wasn't really the sort of guy that he had respect for. But then again, Kurt does mention that he didn't really know Hulk very well. But since getting to know Hulk Hogan here at TNA and understanding what Hogan knows about the business, he would say, hell yeah, bring back Hulk Hogan to TNA Impact Wrestling. This guy must stay and Hulk Hogan must sign for TNA. So that's really interesting. Whether or not those are the true feelings of Kurt Angle, we simply don't know. It could just be, obviously, this was an interview, and at the moment, TNA will want massively good publicity to get Hogan to re-sign his contract. So it could just be a clever bit of marketing, and they might not actually be the true opinions of Kurt Angle. But who knows? Either way, there are some valid points made by the Olympic gold medalist. The last topic that I want to cover from the Kurt Angle interview was, who does he think the next face of TNA is? Now, this is a good one for us Brits because he believes that Magnus right now is one of the top guys. His promos are good, he has great in-ring technique and great in-ring skills, and he would love him to get pushed along with Samoa Joe. He also bigs up Samoa Joe to a massive degree, saying that he is one of the cornerstones of the company, but the company have never used him right. This is interesting because this is also what Sting has said in previous interviews, that there have been some politicking within TNA that have derailed Joe over the years. So as you can see, they are heavily behind Samoa Joe. He also puts over AJ Styles, saying he's done a tremendous job. And then he also says that Bobby Roode, James Storm are another couple of guys that have been pushed to the wayside, but he needs to get them back where they belong. And that is what TNA need to do. Because ultimately, Kurt recognises something that I have been saying and a lot of TNA wrestling fans have been saying for a long time. These are the guys that are the future, and they're in fact the past of TNA as well. These are the guys that we were brought up with TNA. And these are the guys that take the company forward, not ex-WWE guys. Kurt Angle, Sting, the sort of guys that TNA built their foundations around, because when these guys came in, they elevated them to the next level. That's absolutely fine. But then going and acquiring more ex-WWE guys, and as I said, to me now personally, someone like Bully Ray should not be at the top of the company. You need to get your TNA originals in there. You need your AJ Styles. You need your Bobby Roodes, your James Storms, your Samoa Joes. And then get them in feuds with your likes of your AJ Styles. These are the sort of guys that TNA should be maximising. And also, as Kurt says, the likes of Magnus as the young talent, TNA can grow and work off these guys. They might not be the biggest names in the world, but they could put on the best shows in the world. Because technically in the ring, their skills are second to none. So, as you see guys, it was an interesting interview from Kurt. If you want to check out the full interview and the full transcript from it, then check the link in the description box below, as it is from wrestlinginc.com. That is the source. But let me know your views and what you think of this interesting interview from Kurt Angle. Are you guys looking forward to Bound for Glory? Do you think it is indeed make or break for Bound for Glory and TNA as a wrestling company? And as well, let me know what you think about the future for TNA Impact Wrestling. Is it bright or is it dark and dismal? I personally think if TNA can put on a good show and prove that they are moving in the right direction, then TNA has a bright future. If we rewind 8 months ago, I actually thought TNA was on top of the world when we had Austin Aries as a world heavyweight champion. So they've fallen off the horse a little bit, and now they need to get right back on and ride that sumbitch. Anyway guys, let me know what you think of the topics raised by Kurt Angle in this most recent interview. So until next time, as per usual, please rate, comment and subscribe. This is Delzinski, signing out.